Coming up on this week's episode, there actually is an episode. That's right, we're back.
Yes, the Silent Majority Gamers video podcast returns bigger and better than ever.
Well, actually, we're going to try and keep the video to a reasonable length for people, so I wouldn't say it's bigger, really.
But it is better.
Yes, it is. Coming up, we'll talk about what we're playing, the latest gaming news, and we have a special new segment that I'm really excited about.
Ooh, is it From Firefly to Destiny, the Nathan Fillion episodes?
No.
Kelanophobia, the fear of turtles and its effects on stereotypical Italian plumbers.
No.
How many quarters can we fit up my nose? Spoiler alert, it's $2.75.
Cue the music. Greetings, fellow gamers, and welcome to the Silent Majority Gamers video podcast, where we provide the latest news and information in video games without all the negativity and hate. This is episode number 18. I'm Limey Geek.
And I'm Insomniac Matt.
And we are so excited to be back with you. We took some time off there for a few months, but we're back now. We've got a fancy new camera. We've got some fancy new graphics. Did you see those? We've got a brand new segment that we're going to try out later in the show. But we're going to start, as always, with what we're playing.
Yes.
Now, it's been like 8 months since our last podcast.
Try and keep it to
so we've played a few things since then. So we're going to try to keep it to the last couple of weeks or so. Okay, so what have you been playing, Matt?
Well, I think along with the rest of the world, I have been playing Red Dead Redemption.
Okay.
Which I love. Which I absolutely love. So, if I'm going to jump right into it, I understand some of the grievances some people have. So let me just say that, sometimes the controls are a little janky. Sometimes it takes a long time to ride somewhere. And you could start picking a few things at it.
Yep.
All with that, I still cannot get enough of this game. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think I spent like 10 hours hunting, ignoring all missions and stuff like that. It's like 2-3 play sessions in a row that I didn't even touch a mission because I was too busy in the world, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those games they've crafted just such a fantastic and such a detailed open world.
Yeah.
And there's so many different things and just like mundane stuff to do, like fishing or, play dominoes.
Yep.
So it's really cool that way. Personally, I have found it a little slow for my taste, which is weird because I prefer slower stuff and I love open world games. And it's a great game, don't get me wrong. It just hasn't grabbed me as much as other people.
Yeah.
Right? Like you've been playing way more than me.
It's a really chill game.
It's super chill. It's super chill. So it's been like really awesome. Yeah. But I just haven't found myself wanting to go back and play it as much. But as soon as you start playing, you can sink hours into it without even thinking about it.
You get sidetracked so easily too. You're on your way to a mission, you get sidetracked by strangers, you get sidetracked by the cougars trying to attack your horse. That happened to me last night. And then that quest for perfect pelts, and it's you go down a rabbit hole, and all of a sudden it's 6 hours have passed, and you're like, I was just on my way to one mission, I still haven't done it yet. So.
Yeah. Well, it's the same as Rockstar have done with the GTA series, and this is really, GTA Cowboy or whatever, but it's, again, just the amount of detail and all the small things that they put into the world, all the different character interactions, and there's, I don't know how many hours and hours of dialogue and different things. You can talk to everyone in the world pretty much. And all the little details with the way that just the whole world feels alive and like stuff is going on around you all the time, right?
Yeah, I rode from one town to another. I rode from Rhodes to Valentine, and when you're passing people, and not only are there strangers and little side missions, but just random people on the road. And I decided I would antagonize every single person I came across. With the antagonize.
That's so unlike you.
Right? Shocking, isn't it? Not once did I hear a repeat of dialogue. And about like 12 different people I started harassing on the way to the other town just to see what would happen. And yeah, not a single repeat of dialogue. It was really cool. There seems to be a lot of trees to dialogue trees to go down.
There's a lot of trees.
There's a lot of trees that I also hit.
Could your horse not avoid trees by default, please?
You would think so. You would think so. I think if you hold the button down, if you hold the run or the
follow the
gallop
path
button,
yeah, whatever.
what's the word?
Yeah.
It shouldn't. It
Well, it
does
takes you on the
automatically, but
path.
if you're tapping the button,
Yeah.
he just beelines it, and you will hit trees
Yes.
many times, like I have.
Yeah,
I've almost killed my horse twice, just hitting trees.
Yeah. But other than hitting random trees, awesome game.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
I think
well,
it's
well
really
deserving
good.
of the praise that it's
I think
getting.
so.
But not perfect.
No.
But I don't want to. I don't want to harp on the negative stuff.
Yeah.
Too much because it is a fantastic game, and if you like open world stuff at all, then for sure.
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest GTA guy either. I find the story gets more lost in GTA, even though I feel like they're trying to be more, directed with story in GTA, but it loses all meaning to me when you're controlling a guy who is trying to, make a better life for himself or something like that, and then you just can stand out in the street with a rocket launcher and kill thousands of people, which you cannot do in Red Dead, right? I feel that the narrative in Red Dead feels better and more cohesive in Red Dead than it does in GTA, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned being able to just grab a rocket launcher and destroy everything. I found the combat in Red Dead actually pretty tough. Like it's not a cakewalk at all. Mm-hmm. There's no easy way to win battles. Like even using the Deadeye, you've got to really monitor your Deadeye meter and make sure you're refilling that because you run out really really easily otherwise. And so it's not something you can just use and kill everyone really easily. Right. So I found it a challenging game as well as sort of that chill aspect, just kind of go anywhere, do anything. But then when you are progressing through the missions and the combat, it's not easy.
Yeah, and no spoilers. I don't want to ruin anything, but I'm about 75% through the main story. Wow. And it just took a strange turn location-wise. So that's all.
Okay.
I'll say, yeah.
Cool, I'm not there yet. So
yeah. Awesome. Red Dead, right. Far Cry, what? Anyways, moving on.
Okay, all right. So the game I've been playing almost exclusively for the last couple of weeks, and I can't believe I'm back on this bandwagon again, but it is Call of Duty.
No!
Yes. So
big surprise.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which I'd been looking forward to ever since World War II last year, because it was such a good game, and Call of Duty's return to boots on the ground sort of gameplay and more grounded stuff. Loved World War II, but I was really looking forward to see what Treyarch would do with the new Black Ops, and it's been fantastic. I've really just fallen back in love with playing the game, and I can't get enough, to the point where I sit down and I'm like, what shall I play? I've got all these different games. I mean, there was a ton of really great new games this fall, and I'm like, I'll play some Call of Duty. So I always fall back on that, just having a blast with it. They made some pretty big changes this year on the main gameplay with the health system and health regen, and you've got the operatives, right? So you pick a character and you have special equipment and abilities specific to that character, and it's changed things up a bit. Like it is a newer type of gameplay that way. That's for multiplayer. Of course, they added the Blackout mode, which is the battle royale mode that is all the rage right now. Like all the major franchises are doing it. It's hugely popular. We've played those. We've played a bunch of those type games. Hasn't grabbed us. Not our thing.
Well, when I go to sit down to play, it's like hardcore team deathmatch. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that's my go-to. Right?
Yeah. Well, we've gravitated towards hardcore as well. The hardcore mode, which, if you don't know, removes the heads-up displays. You really don't get anything on screen and indicators, and you have minimal health. So most guns, it's a one-bullet kill, which you'd think would make it more frustrating. Because you die too quickly, but the game tends to be slower paced. It's a bit more tactical because everybody has little health and one bullet and you're dead, right? So we've really enjoyed that. Of course, the problem with the other thing with hardcore is team killing is enabled. So if you're not careful, you can easily kill teammates because teammates, again, is one bullet. So you'll see here, if I cut this together correctly, a montage of me killing people on my own team. And the way it works is 3 team kills, and you're kicked from the game. so you get booted, and that
monster.
Yeah, well, it happens more often than I'd like. I mean, when we play together, usually once a night, one of us will get kicked.
Oh, for sure.
For team killing for some point. But just loving the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Just loving it. I can't get enough of it. If I'm being honest, I think World War II last year is still my favorite in recent memory. Black Ops 4, they've done some things that I like, but there's some things that maybe I don't like as much. World War II last year surprised me with how much I liked it. Yeah. Because I prefer the modern setting, more modern weapons and stuff, like the Black Ops series. I've always liked that better. But World War II was really great. The more I played it, the more I enjoyed it.
Well, it's funny. I got the same thing with both the last two, with World War II and with Black Ops 4, is that I played the beta for both of them and did not enjoy them.
Right.
And then played hardcore mode on both of them and fell in love.
Yeah.
Right. So it's interesting. I got to stop basing my impressions on the beta these days, because it really felt like a big difference once we got the full game and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's very enjoyable.
Yeah, awesome game. So another game that we have been playing together, rather a lot of, and I think we're up to over 100 hours
over 100 hours now.
Is Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yeah.
So this is a top-down, third-person RPG. Isometric
sort of deal.
Action RPG, turn-based combat.
Yes.
And co-op. So you have 4 characters in your party. So when you team up, you can do 2 each. I think you can play 4 people and 1 each.
Yeah,
I believe
think so
as well. Yeah. But we've been playing it through the entire game co-op, and we're 100 hours into this game, and we have not finished yet.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
I think we're getting close.
We like to do as much as possible in a game like
every
this,
quest,
right?
every
side quest,
every part of the map uncovered,
silly,
and everything. But we almost need to with this game, because
the way OCD won't allow us to not to.
Well, there's that, but the way the leveling works is you almost need to do all the quests in order to maintain your level for the stuff.
Yeah, there's no
you don't get over level
scaling.
In this game.
There's no level scaling with the enemies, right?
Yes.
You get to a point where an enemy is a level or 2 above you. You got to go back and grind a little bit more, because there's no way.
Or get lucky, which has happened to us a couple of times.
Once or twice.
You can take on someone 1 level ahead of you, okay, but 2 levels is really pushing it. Unless there's only 1 of them and you can gang up on them. But if you're against a group that's above your level, you got to go.
You tend to get one-shotted. Like it's really bad. It's not even like, oh well, if we change our strategy. No, you get one-shotted. It's done.
Yeah, but we've been having just a blast with that.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic game. Great writing, very funny.
The humor is great. The voice acting is really good. I love the style. And you played the first one.
Oh, extensively.
Through a lot. I played, I'm not sure, maybe halfway or so. I didn't finish it, but this, Divinity Original Sin 2, fantastic game. Been having loads of fun with that. When I'm not playing Call of Duty, of course.
Divinity Original Sin 2, subtext: why am I on fire again?
Yes. So I thought I would mention, as I'm thinking about what I've been playing recently, is one of the games I've been playing a lot of, or series of games, is actually the Lego games.
Okay.
So my wife and I like to play video games together, but she's not into the shooters. She is not real good with the first-person controls and the coordination required for that, which, I understand if you haven't done that a lot and played those games a lot. It can be tricky. I mean, it's second nature to me now. But so she doesn't play. She won't play Call of Duty with me or anything like that, and she's not into sports games and stuff. But the Lego games has been something we've been able to play together and have a lot of fun with. Yeah. If you haven't played any of those, if you're looking for something family friendly, something that's really great for co-op and sort of low stress. They're great. There's the Star Wars series of Lego games. There's the Marvel Heroes series. They just did the DC Supervillains game, which was really good. And right now we're actually playing through Lego Avengers, which is a few years old. but it was on sale in the Black Friday specials for like $7 or something.
Sweet. Okay.
So we picked it up. We haven't done that one. So we've been playing through that. We've been going for 100% for each of them.
Oh, nice.
That's our goal. We go through, play it
cool.
through, and then go through, get 100%, get all the collectibles and everything. So that's been really cool. Highly recommend those any of those Lego games if you're looking for something to a couch co-op, play with family. Really cool games.
Nice.
Anything else?
Maybe a special shout out to Spider-Man PS4.
Yes,
because it just seems so long ago, right? Because we just keep
there's
this
now,
rotation of games, but the second DLC just came out.
It did,
which I haven't touched yet.
I haven't touched the first DLC
No?
yet. I played and finished the game. Awesome game, one of my top games of the year for
Easily.
sure.
Yeah.
And I've just been busy with other. So again, I sit down, Spider-Man, Call of Duty.
Right. Well,
but I want to get back to it. I do. It's a really awesome game, and there's now 2 DLCs.
Call of Duty and Red Dead came out, and it's almost like you forget about Spider-Man, but don't sleep on that. It's one of my favorite, like you said, favorite game of the year. One of gorgeous looking, great to play. The gameplay is just so like I could just swing around the city all day, every day.
Yeah, they nailed the feeling of being Spider-Man.
Yes. And there's your difference between, with Red Dead versus Spider-Man. The traversal in Red Dead, I mean, looks beautiful, but I mean, if I'm going from one end to the other and there's no fast travel, or I got to get into the woods, you can travel to a city, but that's as far, you got to horse it the rest of the way. That versus Spider-Man, I deliberately refuse to use fast travel in Spider-Man because it's so much more fun just to swing around the city.
Yeah, I didn't use fast travel at all in Spider-Man. I would use it in Red Dead as soon as I unlock it.
Yeah.
All right. On to the news for this week. Sort of from this last week or so, we don't have a whole lot to share. Not a lot of new releases, or at least not big ones this week. Most of the new stuff for the fall has come and gone. But one thing that was sort of a new release this week is the Red Dead Redemption 2 online beta.
Yes.
So that came out this week. They finally opened that up. It is a free add-on for the game. If you own the game, you get this as well. So this is the multiplayer portion of the game. They phased in the release last week, so they only allowed a certain number of people in. But as of the weekend, it's open for everybody to get in and play it. And I haven't had a chance to try it out yet.
No, I tried it. Did
you try it?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool. They definitely have some things that they're ironing out, but that's why it's a beta.
Yeah.
Right. So there are not only single player stuff that you can do, like in free roam, you have missions and things you can do just by yourself. You don't need to posse up. But you can also create a posse of 2, 4, and up to 7, I believe it is.
Okay.
But there's a couple of, like with matchmaking and things like that, I found that GTA Online did it better, which is really surprising because it's the same company. So why aren't they using the same type of things in GTA, whereas in Red Dead, as they did with GTA. With your matchmaking, you can kind of see what's available and pick and choose. Whereas in Red Dead, the menu system seems very limited right now. But I would imagine that's going to change with the full release because again, GTA Online did it much better in my opinion.
Right.
But as for the game itself, very enjoyable, very fun. I did get killed several times coming into towns because people are people and that's what people do when you're playing with actual live folks and not AI. I would like a mode where I can be invulnerable, where I can't be attacked. There's several games like that, and I believe GTA does something like that as well, where you can basically go friendly, right, and not be hurt when you get shot, right? Just so you can try and get through, because there's nothing worse than respawning into a town and going, okay, I'm going to go to this mission, bang, I get shot again, by another person. So it's a little frustrating, but also kind of cool and very fun. I want to try it more. I haven't had a lot of time. I really want to plow through the single player, but I keep getting sidetracked with fish.
Yeah.
Easy does it. Easy. Oh, you are one fine fish, my friend.
So also this week, or last week now, I mean, we're getting into December, but the NPD and sales numbers for October were just recently released. And I just wanted to mention it because I thought it was very interesting. The number one selling game for October was Call of Duty Black Ops 4. And the number two selling game for October, Red Dead Redemption 2. So both games off to a huge start. The number three game for October was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, another game which I've been playing and really loving and have put on the back burner to do other things, but we'll get back to it. But what was interesting is only even having just been on sale for a month, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is already the number one selling game of the year.
Of course.
And Red Dead Redemption, even though it was released later in the month, is already the number two selling game of the year.
Yeah, they did ridiculous numbers for Red Dead. Ridiculous numbers.
It's been pretty crazy. I mean, if you're watching this, it means you probably already played the game.
Yeah,
because
probably.
like everybody has. Except I thought the same thing with GTA, and it keeps selling millions and millions of copies. So there's obviously a lot of people who haven't played it yet. But anyway, so I thought that was interesting that just within a month at the end of the year, they're already best-selling games of the year. We'll see by the end of the year if Red Dead Redemption overtakes Call of Duty or not. That'll be interesting. Just one other thing to note for this week. Coming up this week on Thursday is the Game Awards.
Yay!
Which have been getting bigger and more elaborate every year.
They have, and they start showing. So there's now been a platform the last 2 years to debut some new trailers and some new IP.
Yeah, they've been really doing a lot of launch trailers or reveal trailers at the Game Awards. In addition to actually awarding some awards, which is the main point, but it's almost become more of a thing for showcasing new and upcoming games. So that's this week. We are planning, don't hold us to it, but we're planning to do a special reaction show after the Game Awards this week, because traditionally that show is like 3 hours long. It's like the Oscars, nobody actually wants to sit and watch the whole thing because it's too long. So we're going to watch it, and then we'll do a reaction and a summary show for you so you can get all the info you need in a smaller amount of time.
That works for me.
Yeah, that should be cool. So watch for that the end of this week or next week. Yeah, we'll have that up. And now for our new segment that we wanted to introduce to the podcast each week, and that is our developer shout-out. Thinking behind this, the whole reason for this channel is to inject some positivity into the gaming industry or the gaming community, and stay away from all the negativity and the hate that you see. And so, developers are constantly being inundated with complaints, and not just complaints, but really awful attacks and death threats.
Awful. Yeah, I was gonna say.
And it's just terrible. So we want to sort of do the opposite of that and implement a developer shout out. So each week we're going to pick a developer, and we will just tell you why we think they're awesome.
Yeah.
And just sort of bring some balance.
I think so.
So this week we hadn't actually decided which developer we're going to do our shout out for.
Let me grab a coin.
So, I actually had one in mind.
Perfect.
So I figured I would do this because this is one I've wanted to do actually for a while, because it's been one of my favorite devs, and you're gonna roll your eyes. I know it. I can see it coming.
I'll get them ready.
So our developer shout out this week is to Treyarch. Yeah, that's yes. Yeah.
Give me a migraine. All right, go ahead.
Treyarch, of course, developers of the Call of Duty Black Ops series. Yep. They, like every Call of Duty developer, are getting, lots of hate mail right now because of stuff that gamers think is wrong or broken or ruined about Call of Duty because of what they've done. But I've always enjoyed Treyarch's Call of Duty games. Mm-hmm. I got into Call of Duty with Modern Warfare, which was by Infinity Ward. And Treyarch were kind of the B team at that point for Call of Duties. And of course, after Modern Warfare, their game was World at War, which was going back to World War II.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't buy it initially. And I didn't like it. I was like, I like the modern setting. I don't really want to do that. But in the end, I went back and I played it, and I loved it. Yeah. Loved that one. And going forward with the Black Ops series, what I've always appreciated about Treyarch is they're not afraid to really try new things.
Agreed,
and implement something new. It doesn't always work. You know, with Black Ops, they had the original COD points, which was a currency that you would earn that you could then buy your attachments and weapons with, right? And you could actually play a game where you could bet currency and win currency.
Yeah, right. I forgot about that.
And it was very different at the time. It obviously didn't stick. It was just for that one game. But I appreciate them trying and doing different things. You know, with more recent, with Black Ops 3 and 4, they have the whole specialist idea with specialist weapons. That's something they came up with. The Pick-10 system is something that Treyarch developed and came up with first, and now has become standard for everybody else. So I've just always liked the feel of their Call of Duty games. They've always just spoken to me really well. I appreciate them trying new things, even if they don't work out. It doesn't work out all the time, but
they've always had really good gunplay.
Yep.
Right, in their games, and completely agreed. They try these new things, but it's not game breaking, right?
Right.
It doesn't break the experience.
Well, have you looked at Reddit? Apparently, it is game breaking.
Apparently, no, but I mean, you know, there are systems in place which you can also not play with as well. Like, I mean, I personally was not a huge fan of the regular core with the healing mechanic, but I play hardcore in Black Ops 4.
Yep.
But I play hardcore, so it doesn't make a difference to me, really. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't like something, there's a lot of the times that you don't have to, you know, worry about it. I think that they've done a great job, and like I said, I personally don't believe they've broken it just by adding in a new system.
And you know what happens when you use a new camera? Sometimes things don't go according to plan, and we lost the rest of that segment. Our new segment, gone, lost forever, and we're just too lazy to re-record.
That's what you get for not letting me stick quarters up my nose.
I don't even know what to say to that.
It's right there.
Okay, let's get out of here. That's enough. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon to be notified when we post new videos. And you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter. We'll post there when there's new videos too. And remember, we want to hear from you. Leave a comment or a question under this video. Tell us what you liked or didn't like. Let us know what you'd like to see. Ask a question. We'll try to respond to everyone. Maybe incorporate some of your questions or suggestions in a future video. But for now, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Ooh, is it this week in Netflix cancellations and other reasons to boycott Disney Plus?
No.
Is it Master Chief or Master Chef?
No.
Cuphead, look into video game deformities. You should wait for episode 3. It's Edward Carpal Tunnel Wrists. It's really good. It's a really good one.